Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 West Hollywood Rainbow Key Awards. I'm Amber Whittington, and I'm the chair of the LGBTQ+ Commission for West Hollywood.
And I'm Alec White, the vice chair for the LGBTQ+ Commission for the City of West Hollywood. On behalf of the LGBTQ+ Commission, we would like to welcome you to the City of West Hollywood tonight for this very special occasion, and we're also committed to making sure this space remains a White Lotus finale spoiler-free zone.
We have come together this evening to honor 5 individuals who have contributed so much to the LGBTQ+ community, and we're so grateful to have you all here with us tonight.
As we begin our program tonight, I'd like to take a moment to recognize some people. In the audience, we have West Hollywood Mayor Chelsea Byers, Councilmember Lauren Meister, Councilmember Danny Hang, and Councilmember John Erickson.
Many of you were here a few weeks ago for the inauguration of Mayor Byers, and we're so honored to have her here to speak with us tonight. So with further ado, please help me welcome up Mayor Chelsea Byers.
Thank you so much, Alec and Amber. We're so excited for the program you and the rest of the LGBTQ Commission has created for us tonight. And I'm honored to welcome up the rest of my colleagues, John, Danny, and Lauren, members of the council here. We're just so honored that this program is happening. We know this is a delay. It's the 2024 Rainbow Key Awards, and it's finally happening after so much has slowed us down. But I know this is a community that will not be deterred in so many ways. And the stories of the 5 honorees tonight of resilience and of joy and of all the work that you've created and do on behalf of the community of LGBTQ individuals, but the larger West Hollywood community as well. We are just so grateful to you all, and it is our honor and pleasure to be here to celebrate you all. So I'm going to turn over the microphone to members of the council here to say their few words as well, and I know there are a few other special guests who wanted to make sure that their mark was felt on tonight as well. So we'll turn it over to Councilmember John Erickson and go from there.
Hello, everybody. I wish it was still 2024 in many different ways because of the world that we have before us. You got the joke, thank you. But I just want to say thank you, welcome. I also want to acknowledge former Mayor and Councilmember Abby Land, who's also in the back. Longtime champion for all of our community. I look at the awardees today and I just think of hope and positivity and the future. And it is as truly every year. I was the staff liaison for the LGAB at that point when I worked at the city. And every year it was always like, how do you find 5 more incredible people to honor? And it's just been truly amazing. And so kudos, hats off to all of you. And then on a personal note of privilege, one honoree tonight is also my dear partner and my best friend. And I'm just so inspired by all the work that you do to uplift communities and make sure there's space for everyone. And you're my hero, and I love you. So congratulations.
We'll invite Councilmember Danny Hang up next.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. It is an honor for me to be here tonight as we celebrate the 2024 Rainbow Key Awards. These awards are to recognize remarkable individuals who have made significant contributions to our LGBTQ family. Thank you for being here as we come together to uplift and celebrate their voices within our community. And it is my pleasure to introduce my wonderful colleague, Councilmember Lauren Meister.
Thank you, Danny, and I just want to say welcome. We always enjoy this event. It's such an important event, especially now with the political climate that we're all having to deal with. And all I can say is what the mayor said about resilience, very important. Resilience equals survival. That really is the bottom line. So don't think you're going to get this award and then be able to just, take it easy. we're going to need everyone to just continue to step up. And again, we appreciate you. We appreciate our LGBTQ plus commission for putting this all together, and our staff, our amazing staff who gets these programs off the ground every year. And we appreciate you for being here, so thank you.
And before I turn the program over, I just wanted to say we know, of course, Vice Mayor Heilman, who is a legend and one of the longest-standing out LGBTQ elected officials in the country, in the history, is not with us tonight, but we know he sends his regards to you. And really, I think it's important that we remember that we are government here, too, the city of West Hollywood. And while government is changing its face, that we are a county that has support tonight. We're joined by a member of the Office of Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, our 3rd District Supervisor, the assessor, Jeff Prang, who is a member of the West Hollywood City Council in the past, is now our county assessor. He sends his remarks, and our award recipients tonight will go home with a certificate from his office as well for his gratitude for your work in the community. And I know we also have remarks to be shared by our assembly member's office. So without further ado, I'll hand over the mic now for the rest of the program. And thank you all as I welcome up Joshua Marin Mora. I always mix that up. Joshua Marin Mora from the assembly member Rick Zabur's office. We're really grateful to have his work in the field out here today. Thank you. And thank you all so much.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'll be very brief. Joshua Marin-Moore, I'm the West Hollywood field representative for Assemblymember Rick Chavez Zabur, and I just want to convey on behalf of Assemblymember Zabur how important it is that all of you are here and how gracious and appreciative he is to the city of West Hollywood and the LGBTQ+ Commission for continuing this annual tradition of celebrating members of our community that are doing the important work. And just to show a small token of our deep gratitude, I have some certificates as well from the state of California for the work that you all do, being on the front lines and just making our community better every day. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Again, thank you all for being here with us tonight. Since 1993, the City of West Hollywood presented Rainbow Key Awards to individuals who have made outstanding contributions to the LGBTQ+ community here in West Hollywood and beyond.
But before we begin the awards ceremony, please join us in welcoming the West Hollywood Poet Laureate, Jen Chang, who will start us off with a poetry reading.
Thank you. It's my honor to serve as Poet Laureate of West Hollywood. Instead of delivering a poem as Jen Chang, I'll deliver as a queerified character from Bridgerton. Lady Whistledown declares her poetic celebration of the Rainbow Key Awards. We are fabulously gathered today for this grand affair, rare jewels celebrated here and in the news. Consider the Rainbow Key Awards as high praise for royal acts of liberation. In platform heels and leather vests, we give the honorees their flowers today, and not too late. We make our own elevation and announce our own history to sing our shared journey of excellence. Time to shine light on our triumphs, led by dapper dykes, drag superstars, brazen poets, soul-stirring singers, and health visionaries who create spaces to remember and push forth grace, beauty, community for all of us under this rainbow umbrella of LGBTQ+. Ladies, gentlemen, boyish, trend-setting, talented queens. After all, we are the frontiers of culture, this bold city of West Hollywood, to affirm all genders and expressions. Dreamers with high achievements make gorgeous history. Thank you.
Give it up one more time for our poet, Jen. Thank you so much. I'm a fan of Lady Whistledown, so that was amazing, and that was a great way to start off our evening tonight. So I'm going to welcome up Commissioner Renee Sotil to give our first Rainbow Key Award away.
Hi. Thanks for being here, and to the staff, Moya and Jennifer, and all our council, especially Council Meister, for appointing me again. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it. This is my better half, MJ Godges, and we are honored to be introducing a pioneering activist, Vivian Dapper Dyke Escalante. One second. Hold on. I'm sorry. That was a big introduction.
Don't start your engine yet.
We got a lot, yeah. Vivian gave us and so many others a sense of lesbian pride and purpose at a time when it wasn't so popular in the early 90s. While researching Vivian, I Googled Dykes on Bikes, West Hollywood, and I did it incognito mode. And this is what came up at the very top. Dykes on Bikes, a lesbian motorcycle club established by Vivian Escalante, a prominent lesbian activist. Vivian brought Dykes on Bikes to West Hollywood when promoting meant duct taping flyers to light poles and using a Thomas guide to get here. And I remember when the Dyke March was scheduled the night before the official start of Pride, so we had our own so the Assuring Lesbians had our own night of pride and publicity. So thank you for that.
And we did some research at June Mazer, and we found this is called a magazine. So kind of going off like the original script here, and I found out that there was an article written about Dykes, the Dyke March, and I realized this is when I met Vivian, written by Mary Jo Godges. So we're going off that, sorry Moya, whoever we sent the original thing to, I'm just gonna read this article a little bit here. Despite a lack of publicity and a lot of confusion, the Los Angeles Dyke March on June 10th still brought out at least 300 uproarious marching women led by the thunder of scores of dykes on bikes up and down Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. Escalante said she panicked about 2 to 3 weeks before this when she found out there wasn't anybody doing anything. So I said, okay, that's it. It's obvious. It's up to me. And she rallied the motorcyclists, made banners, signed contracts, designed the theme for this year, and then sent mailers out. That's like when you put a stamp on something and you got it in the mail. And then, hey, you even contacted city council members. So what happened then, the bikers and the marchers gathered at the Lesbo Love Park. That was at the corner of Doheny and Santa Monica Boulevard. There were no stages, no introductions, no speeches. Instead, it was just this electric energy of anticipation and unity that Vivian created, bringing us all together. To quote Vivian, it wasn't about me, it was about us. So the revving of engines said everything. We're here, we're queer, we matter, we're taking to the street without a sheriff escort. And I remember watching my foot come off the sidewalk and go, okay, here we go, yo. You know, it's happening now. And I mean, we were all so angry, we still are, I think. We had to do this. We have to walk it off, right? We got to march, we got to rally, so. But you know, Vivian, man, we were in good hands. Vivian directed the bikes and the marchers in a strategic, coordinated fashion, making it all look so seamless. Looking back, we see how much work and detail and leadership it took to make it all go without a hitch. That was you, Vivian. The Dykes on Bikes led the way. Now, these are the dykes on the bikes, halting the traffic and drawing cheers from spectators. And people, even the people in the cars were cheering us on that got blocked. So that was great. So many joined in as we chanted, played drums, and held signs along the way. On her Yamaha, Dapper Dyke, also known as Vivian, literally and figuratively cleared a path for us. Vivian's determination didn't stop there. She successfully twisted the arm of Christopher Street West to allow Dykes on Bikes into the Pride Parade. To make it happen, she had to sign her life away, taking full responsibility by putting her name alone on legal documents. And we actually just saw these documents when we were at the Mazer archive looking up these things. And you know you've been around a while when you're reading and talking about something that's in an archive, right? And Angela said, don't ruin this magazine, because it's going back in there. So, so yeah, it actually happened, for real. It's on paper. So, but what Vivian's been saying, I didn't work around the laws. I worked with the law and the laws that are in place. Law enforcement was surprised that I knew them, especially when it came to community events. This was a significant achievement, as Dykes on Bikes had been banned from participating in the West Hollywood Parade from 1988 to 1994. Yeah, I heard those. Yeah, I heard the moans and the gasps. Vivian ultimately secured Dykes on Bikes as a permanent spot at the start of the Pride parades. Still a crowd favorite. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. But it doesn't stop there. Vivian also brought Dykes on Bikes to Long Beach. That's happening in May, and assisted others around the state, further expanding their reach and visibility. Beyond Vivian's work with Dykes on Bikes, Vivian was a club promoter in West Hollywood, organizing, had to be underground, right? Underground lesbian clubs, dances, and women's spaces, even receiving national TV news coverage. Vivian also broke barriers in the fashion industry. Hey. As a fashionable dandy dyke, she opened the door for many LGBT businesses by bringing masculine fashion into everyday life. I mean, this is groundbreaking at that time, isn't that something? And in 2010, Vivian took center stage at the Butch Voices runway show in Los Angeles and Portland. Vivian created the Dandy Dyke workshop titled How to Dress the Modern Man, Masculine Woman in Traditional Vintage Clothing, teaching us how to dress as a modern, dapper dyke with confidence.
Currently, Vivian is the founder, president, and CEO of Boyle Heights Community Partners, a nonprofit for historic preservation, education, and community participation. Vivian Dapper Dyke Escalante was and remains a trailblazer who brought visibility, pride, and purpose to the lesbian community in West Hollywood and beyond. She paved the way for women with motorcycles to embrace our masculine side and live authentically as our best dapper dyke. Congratulations, Vivian. I would like you to come up now and accept your award. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I do have a speech, so excuse me for a moment. Yes, my esteemed guests this evening, it is truly an honor to stand before you this evening, receiving this prestigious Rainbow Key Award from the city of West Hollywood fills me with an overwhelming sense of gratitude and a renewed passion for the work that we do. It is with profound emotion that I accept this honor to be acknowledged for my contribution to our community. It's a testament to the power of collective action and the importance of fighting for what we believe in. As a pioneer in lesbian activism, I am incredibly proud to have played a role in establishing the Dykes on Bikes here in West Hollywood after we had been exiled in creating the Women Motorcyclists and Dykes on Bikes for Long Beach. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. These are not just creating the Women Motorcyclists or the Dykes on Bikes for Long Beach. It was a rarity. We took the open road, challenged norms, and forgoing our path. I vividly remember those early days, the fellowship of rides like the Tijuana Toy Run, the thrill of exploring the California coast, and the unforgettable experience of celebrating the iconic motorcycle film, The Wild Ones, in Hollister. We were trailblazers, paving the way for women riders everywhere. As women moto, women motorcyclists of Southern California, Dykes on Bikes emerged from the spirit of adventure, sisterhood. We published our stories, inspire other women to embrace their freedom on two wheels. These rides are more than just a joy ride. We call them attitude adjustments, a reminder that overwhelming challenges, whether it be the scorching sun, the biting wind, or the unexpected detours, straighten our resolve. And despite our bond, navigating winding canyons without GPS, and yes, relying on that trusty Thomas guide, added an element of adventure and touched with unexpectedness. And let's not forget the time a bee stung one of our riders. We pulled over, riled around her, and provided eminent assistance, in a true testament to the supportive spirit within our group. Our group welcomed riders of all skills, from seasoned professionals to beginners. We fostered and supported an inclusive environment. Experienced riders mentored newcomers, ensuring they were equipped with the knowledge and confidence to navigate the road safely. In conclusion, I am profoundly honored to contribute to an inspiring new generation of women riders. The roar of their engines resonates with the spirit of freedom and independence that has always fueled the Dykes on Bikes movement today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Vivian. Now I'd like to bring up Commissioner Michael Roberts. Yay.
Hi, everybody. It is my absolute honor to introduce Dr. Rebecca Gitlin as a recipient of the 2024 Rainbow Key Award. Among her many impressive accomplishments, she is being celebrated tonight for her incredible work at the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, where she spearheaded efforts to develop programs and training sessions across the county solely focused on LGBTQ+ issues and needs. Beginning her role in March 2020, notoriously a super mellow time in history to be starting something new, Dr. Gitlin was the first person in this role and worked tirelessly to build a program that was both informative and productive for folks who needed it most. As someone who has worked in reproductive, sexual, and gender-affirming healthcare for years, she quickly noticed after starting her clinical role that there was really nothing in place that was specifically responsive to the needs of LGBTQ+ people, and wanted to change that in a big way. With the help of her leadership at the time, she was able to build a standardized approach to cultivating an affirming environment for anyone in the community seeking care. For nearly 4 years, Dr. Gitlin ran training seminars for both DMH employees as well as groups within the community. She established a network of trained clinicians on key topics, as well as maintained a crucial referral network for folks who needed support letters for gender-affirming medical care. She established an LGBTQ champion network, where she recruited folks within the department in both clinical and administrative programs throughout all service areas in LA County, and made sure that there was proper geographic representation, language capacity, age groups, really everyone to be able to support anyone who needed anything and needed an advocate at that moment. Particularly in times like these, it is heroes like Dr. Gitlin who will continue to lift us all up in material ways. She has dedicated her expertise and passion to shift the culture of the largest mental health department in our country and help the most marginalized groups within our county. I know for a fact that I am not alone in my admiration for her and gratitude for her incredible work, and welcome everyone here to applaud her efforts and welcome her to the stage.
Wow, thank you. Feel really nervous all of a sudden. That's a very impressive description of me, so thank you very much. And, you know, none of this work can happen alone. Historically, at least, when you think about government, you think about things moving really slowly and change happening at kind of a glacial pace. And so everything that has happened in our local government and our public mental health safety net has really happened in community. And I think all of us here know that no one can do this alone, no one can do this quickly, and how deeply and urgently we need each other. And you know, there's obviously a lot of fear in the community right now, a lot of uncertainty about what happens next. There are ways where these times now feel unprecedented and also ways where they feel deeply and painfully familiar. And I just really hold everyone in this room up, and I want us all to remind ourselves that we have each other's backs and the work continues. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to the commission, and have a really fun evening. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations, Dr. Rebecca Gitlin. And for our next award, I would like to invite LGBTQ plus Commissioner Ron Cortez to the stage.
All right. Good evening, West Hollywood. What you just heard is the 2021 dance single composed and performed by our next Rainbow Key awardee, LZ Love. As we emerged from the COVID pandemic, it brought people together at nightclubs to dance through the troubles. But today, this house track has found new meaning with its lyrics, "I never seen it this bad before," inspiring us to take it to a higher place, then we can see a brighter day. Born Arnold Elzie in Chicago, and then raised in the Bay Area where she sang gospel music at church, Elzie Love was discovered in San Francisco at age 16 by the Queen of Disco, Sylvester. That's right. It was the early 1980s in San Francisco, a glorious, glittery time for gays and queers to hit the dance floor with its thumping beat that fostered a new genre of modern dance music. Industrial, new wave, and disco had arrived, and artist LZ Love got born in the midst of it all. It was also the time when LZ was experimenting with androgyny and found inspiration in Sylvester, who would enter backstage as a beautiful gay man and then emerge as a radiant, outrageous, gorgeous black goddess. She leaned on her trans sisters for access to doctors, hormones, and mental health services, and soon found herself marching alongside Harvey Milk and activist Alan White to cement her place in the cultural revolution. Musically, LZ spent the 80s and 90s making a name for herself at studio gigs and recording hit dance singles in Europe. Soon after, she found kinship with Austin, Texas musicians, navigating the country and blues scene with her gospel, gut bucket blues vocals, and jazz talents. But when LZ got offered to produce with renowned guitarist Matt Smith, it was with the condition that she write from a very deep place. He told her, "You got a story, a message." Sylvester had died of complications from AIDS in 1988, and LZ found herself in the early 2000s living in the middle, trying life as a woman while simultaneously crafting new musicianship. LZ's transgender identity had become undeniably intertwined with her growth as a musician. She says, "My music is just as important as my gender," she told the Austin Chronicle. So LZ began to reveal her personal story in new songs such as Mysterious and New Life. She no longer needed to live in the middle. When LZ started living full-time, that's when companions came into her life. She didn't have long-term relationships until she came out as transgender. LZ Love is a legend who was influenced by a lineage of music and subculture heroes like Sylvester, Billie Holiday, James Brown, Andy Warhol, and other famous Black, Latino, female, and gay artists. She is loyal to those who have been essential to her success and survival. In 1994, she abruptly left a rocketing recording career in Europe, where her single See the Light hit #2 on the dance charts, to return home when she learned that her mother was terminally ill, and she cared for her mother until the end of her life. She raised money for Hurricane Katrina victims. She sings almost every year at the WeHo Transgender Day of Remembrance and other events, and continues to feed the unhoused at Union Rescue Mission. More importantly, LZ produced and performed a tribute show to Sylvester recently in West Hollywood. LZ Love uses her music today to unite people from all different races, cultures, and backgrounds. Her latest recording, sung a cappella, is titled We've Been Through the Fire, for a documentary film, My Beloved Altadena, benefiting recent fire victims. Her music impacts in particular the queer community and trans youth, to whom her message is, find out what you do well and stick with it. Go deep. Walk in a place where you can hold your head up high. The LGBTQ+ Commission of West Hollywood honors LZ Love, yes, for her music success, yes, for her visibility and activism as a trans woman, but above all, her status as legend. Someone who has endured many decades of threats and challenges to the gay community with tenacity, all the while spreading the message of self-empowerment. I want to welcome up to the stage LZ Love.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I'm gonna put my specs on. I used to didn't have to do it when I read, but it makes it a lot easier. I'm very grateful to be here today, and I'm very honored to the Rainbow Key Awards and to West Hollywood for acknowledging me and my work. And I just want to start off by just saying I was born in 1957. Even though, thank God for moisturizer, I'll be 68 this April the 27th, if God's willing. Thank you. Yes, and I want to first and foremost just give some love to one of my producers that's here, Tyler Stone. We have a new single out that you can find on Spotify, on Beatport, on all the streaming sites. It's called Can't Stop Loving You This Way. I was inspired with Tyler to write that song because I heard Stevie Wonder making a call out to all songwriters to write a love song. And this was before that Donald Trump was elected. And I'm very grateful that I have that song out there to remind us that love is the key. And love has always gotten us through, even in the 60s, during the anti-war movement. The Flower Children always used love as a token, as a shield, to make a point and to just bring people together. I want to I have some stuff written, and I'm gonna probably just speak from my heart, because sometimes when you write stuff, you lose your feeling, and it's important for me to, feel what I'm saying up here. Let me see. So, wow, I should start singing. Yeah, I think I'm going to speak from my heart. I've been supported by great people, mainly my mother, Florida, and LZ is my original last name. But when I started to live full-time and transitioned and went before the judge, I made my last name my first name, because I didn't feel another name like Tawata or Clanita or any of those names. I said, I want to keep something that's really a part of me. And the reason for that is because my kindergarten teacher, I used to forget to put my name on my paper, and she would return it back to me, Miss O'Model. I don't know where you are, but she was amazing. And she would return my paper back to me as LZ Arnold. So I made that my legal name. But it was a joy. The people who embraced me, who gave me love, such as Sylvester, Mary Wells, Michael Franti, Glide Memorial Church, Austin, Texas, a place where some people would be afraid to go and be themselves, but Austin embraced me. I'm the first Black transgender to receive a proclamation from Austin, Texas. And if God's willing, I'll be going back there in the end of May to do some shows. I just want to say to all of us, continue to believe in yourself, because we are special people. And we're grateful for our allies, people that are not part of the LGBT community, but they love us and they support us, and we're grateful for that. And we all got to come together now, because we know that there's a war going on, and it ain't nothing that we're not used to. We've already been through a lot of wars. We've had the names called, to us, and we've had to fight for our freedom or just to exist. We've experienced that, and we may have to continue to get out there in those streets, y'all, and make things known that it's not going to be like, you're not gonna, well, I'll just say we're not gonna be faded, okay? We're not. Our marriages will continue, and if we work together, and if we stick together, and if we put race aside and sex aside of who's gay or who's lesbian or who's transgender or who's bi, we're human beings, and we're fighting for the same cause. And I just want to let people know that transgender people, we love everybody. We went through the gay transition. We were there fighting for gay rights first. So know that we are a part of you more than you realize, okay? And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thanks so much to the Rainbow Key Awards. I want to say thanks to West Hollywood. I want to thank Jasmine, my sister. She nominated me, her and Nashawn Dion, who got an award last year. And I'm grateful for all that support. So I didn't read from what I thought I was going to say, but I guess I needed to just be real, just like what I'm doing right now. So thank you, guys. And I want to just sing a little of a hymn that I wrote. It's called Trials. I had trials in my life, turned my days into light. But through our trials, we gotta keep on holding on. Oh, we gotta keep on holding on. Thank you.
Wow, congratulations, LZ. So in case we don't have a chance to get this out, the LGBTQ plus commission, we are your commission in West Hollywood and outside of West Hollywood. We meet every second Thursday of the month at City Hall, 7 p.m. If you have any issues, anything that you want to voice to the commission, please come to a meeting. It's open. You can fill out a speaker slip. If you have something you want to present, just let us know in advance. But we are here for you. The second Thursday of every month at City Hall, 7 p.m. So next up, she sings live, not lip sync. She tells stories to kids. She's funny and performs with creative control. She's lots of things, but don't call her fickle. It's West Hollywood's drag laureate, Pickle.
Oh, I love you did a little rhyme there. That's so fun. Hi, hello, Rainbow Key Awards. What an honor to be here celebrating queer trailblazers, artists who have made a significant impact on our community, and a poet. No, I'm kidding. I love poetry. I couldn't resist. So it is obviously an honor to be here in West Hollywood, a city that I was actually talking to someone about. They were like, well, the government's like, local and state governments are backing down. Like, do you think West Hollywood? And it was just the funniest. I was like, I believe that like I will be in West Hollywood. I believe that the West Hollywood government will back down when the military is literally rolling over City Hall. And I don't think that they'll back down then either, or cancel any events. So it's a pleasure to be here. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Jackie Beat, who is an honoree tonight. Just because, and Jackie, I know you're probably sick of people talking about you like you're already dead, but there wouldn't be drag laureates without Jackie Beat. And one of the first performers that I saw who really made me realize what drag is capable of is Jackie Beat. And we are celebrating, obviously, everything that you've done, but also what I love about Jackie Beat, I know this is not like your speech right now, but one of the things that I love about you is that you're always evolving and you're always changing and you're always getting better, and that is so inspiring. And this song is special because it's the only song that would upload to my email today. So go ahead and hit it.
Have a beautiful night. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're gathering to celebrate an artist, a community builder, and a bridge between worlds. It is my absolute honor to present the Rainbow Key Award to Brian Sonia Wallace. A poet who doesn't just write about the world, but actively shapes it with his words. Brian has dedicated his life to proving that poetry isn't just something we read in books, it's something we live. Through Rent Poet, he has turned poetry into an act of connection, crafting custom poems for strangers on street corners, at weddings, in protests, and beyond. In his book, The Poetry of Strangers, he captures voices of everyday people, proving that poetry is not just one person speaking, it's about all of us being heard. But tonight, we honor Brian as not just a poet, but a movement builder. He has created a space where queer writers, multilingual storytellers, and intergenerational voices can come together to share their experiences. This work is more than an arts initiative. It's a reminder that we are stronger when we listen to one another, when we honor where we've been, and when we imagine where we're going. And this work didn't just stay in small circles. It grew, it flourished, and it led Brian to becoming the West Hollywood City Poet Laureate. His Poet Laureate work came directly from this spirit of connection, and through it, he has collaborated with private businesses, grassroots organizations, and civic leaders across the city. At a time when LGBTQ+ voices are being challenged and erased across the country, Brian has made sure that our stories remain visible, vibrant, and powerful. One of the most incredible examples of this is his partnership with APLA Health. Brian worked with HIV prevention activists to use writing as a tool for healing, empowerment, and advocacy. Some of the folks from this program have since joined Pride Poets, bringing their voices into a larger queer literary movement. Recently, they held a reading of the historic circus of books where many older adults living with HIV had a chance to share their stories. Attendees spoke about how meaningful this was, not just to share their own experiences, but to be truly heard and find their community through poetry. And Brian continues to hold that community today. Right now, he is holding a monthly poetry series at the Wild with Todd Hallman, bringing poetry into the heart of West Hollywood. And it's a chance for just regular residents and everyone to just come together and share their work while combining it with a night out. At a time when so many of us are looking for meaningful ways to gather, this series is building something powerful, a space where poetry is not just celebrated, but lived right alongside the energy and vibrancy of queer nightlife. From WeHo Reads to citywide poetry installations, Brian has infused West Hollywood with the voices of its people. He has made poetry a living and breathing part of the community, on sidewalks, in storefronts, in libraries, and even in bars. In spaces where we might not expect it, but we know we desperately need it. Brian, your work reminds us that poetry is not just about words. It's about action. It's about creating spaces where we can share our stories, lift each other up, and remind the world that queer voices are not just present. They are essential. It is with immense pride and gratitude that we honor you tonight. Please join me and welcome and award the incomparable Brian Sonia Wallace.
Thank you so much, Alec. Thank you, Commission, Council. Thank you, Jen, my successor and current Poet Laureate, who I believe nominated me. And of course, my partner, John. I had a sign for a long time that said, "Everyone needs a poem." And he said, you know, that's something people could argue with that. You know, do each of us need a poem? What if the sign said, "Everyone deserves a poem"? And that's something that no one can argue with, right? That our lives, our stories have value and are worth being heard. And that's really been the core of this work. Happy National Poetry Month. We're in April. Happy Arts Advocacy Month. This is a time when all of us, I always say queer people are artists, right? This is part of how we process the world in needing to do it differently, and I think that these two things are intertwined in the activism that we're doing, in the way that we're living in the world. I hope that we're all able to speak to that. And I have a little bit of writing, which as a writer, I'd be remiss to not share with you. This is an excerpt from an essay I'm working on about this work. My journey as an artist started literally on the streets. When unemployed between nonprofit stints and itching for work, I took on what I thought would be an amusingly quixotic challenge: to pay my rent with poetry by typing poems on an old typewriter, person by person, in exchange for tips. We occupy many roles: children, parents, friends. When all else is stripped away, what we do for work often defines us the least. What defines us is the roles in our lives which make us feel connected. For me, that's what poetry does. I've always been queer and always been an artist, but in pursuit of making a living as an artist, I'd sublimated my queerness in that art. I was writing poems at weddings and law firm company parties. In West Hollywood at last, I found a place where queerness was not only accepted, it was part of the job. Representing and advocating for the stories of a city where over 50% of residents are gay men. It was a shock to find a community where I was the norm, not an outlier. Men stink and chatter, I wrote in my final poem for the city. Wonder at the miracle of mattering to another. In this role, I found a new voice within myself that represented the truth of this community. One that, as someone with a degree of passing privilege in a context where gay was shameful, it had taken me a long time to embrace. Now here I was, given the resources to lead the charge. My poetry journey began in the open mic scene, which I discovered in college. As a good atheist, I found in it at last a church I could get behind. No received scriptures, only people bringing the experience of their lives and trying to make sense of them in a chaotic world. I was humbled by the multiplicity of voices and perspectives, the way everyone's stories had the same stage time. It felt like a model of the world I wanted to live in. And in West Hollywood, I found an invitation to create that world. Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Anna Akhmantova says, "I am only interested in two things: gossip and metaphysics." Seriousness, salaciousness, and meaning. Where better for either than the proud, hurt, lonely, drunk, self-aggrandizing, neighborly, activist, jacaranda-lined heart of this city? The mere existence of Pride Poets, of a poet laureate, is an acknowledgement of this squirmy essence of creativity, that of all the things we hold in common trust, public safety, bridges, garbage day, school holidays, human rights, this creative impulse is a common good too. The stories we tell unmoored from capitalist pursuits of selling this or that, but instead the truest true of our experiences on this blue marble. What it's like to look at a bee mid-flight. That life is more than emails and spreadsheets. It's beauty and reaching for beauty. It's hurting and making peace with hurt. It's us together, a community, with lives so inconceivably different that we can't help but to find common ground, that we must find common ground if this project is to survive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian, and congratulations once more. And now, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Chiabunawe to present our final Rainbow Key Award of the night.
Good evening, everyone. It is such an honor to be here tonight in front of you, and a privilege, really, to present the final award of the evening. And I really do want to encourage everyone to get involved with your governments, your local governments, just get involved. Everyone needs to hear our voices, especially right now. So let's talk about an iconic voice. Drag superstar Jackie Beat. Drag superstar Jackie Beat has been entertaining audiences across the US and in Europe for over 35 years with her razor-sharp comedy and hysterical song parodies. Jackie not only warps hits by everyone's favorite pop stars, but she flawlessly sings her twisted new versions live, hitting every note. Yeah, amen. Her hilarious music videos on YouTube are huge hits that have been seen by millions of people. Her one-woman show, Jackie Beat Is a Whole Lot of Love, ran a record 18 months at New York's premier cabaret, Fez, which I've attended many a time, and she returns to the Big Apple every year with her award-winning standing room only holiday show as part of her sold-out national tour. Jackie's stand-up has been featured in comedy clubs across the country and on Comedy Central, VH1, and MTV. Her scathing song parodies have been featured on America's Top 40 with Ryan Seacrest, The Howard Stern Show, Much Music TV, Yo on E, and PerezHilton.com. She has appeared on many TV shows such as Sex and the City, Celebrity Family Feud, and Drag Me to Dinner, and in several movies, including Flawless with Robert De Niro, as well as the iconic festival hit Wigstock, the movie. Yes, Wigstock. And the camp cult horror favorite Ginger Dead Man 3, Saturday Night Cleaver. Jackie has also been in many off-Broadway productions, performed on countless cruise ships, has enjoyed a sold-out 8-week run in Provincetown in summers past, and was co-founder and lead singer of the popular electro rock band Dirty Sanchez, who toured with My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. Their debut album was released on Hypnotic Records, and their music was featured on the campy NBC soap opera Passions. I just love that show. I know everyone forgot it, but it was a great show. All right, Jackie Beat is also a proud Writers Guild member who has worked on the WB sketch comedy show Hype, the Sci-Fi Channel original series Tripping the Rift, E! Entertainment TV's Fashion Police, the Hulu Weed Drag Extravaganza, Breaking Bear on Tubi, and her very own series on Out TV. Dr. Jackie, unlicensed psychotherapist. Jackie wrote for host Kate Flannery on Stand Up in Stilettos, which is hard, on Ross Matthews' series Hello Ross for E, and both his best-selling books Man Up and Name Drop. In addition, Jackie has written special material for the likes of Rosie O'Donnell, Margaret Cho, Sandra Bernhard, Patricia Arquette, Jennifer Coolidge, Elvira, and more. Jackie has also written the plays Double Wide Female, Scream Teen Scream, and Whatever Happened to Busty Jane, along with quite a few brilliant, but ahead of their time, motion picture screenplays and TV pilots. Jackie has also contributed to countless magazines, was a regular columnist for Frontiers magazine, and one of US Magazine's Fashion Police top cops. Jackie's latest venture is impersonating the one and only Bea Arthur, in both the stage version of The Golden Girls Live, with over 250 sold-out shows, and as part of the Mismatch Game on the LA Gay and Lesbian Center, at the LA Gay and Lesbian Center to benefit homeless LGBTQ youth. Jackie currently lives in beautiful Altadena, California with her furry children, Darlin and Angelo. So please, 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 let's give a warm and huge welcome to the fabulous, fabulous Jackie Beat.
The first thing I want to say is that I did not plan on this being so emotional. And all I can say is thank God I'm wearing waterproof mascara and little else. As a writer, I was going to sit down and, write everything out. I don't know if you can tell by the makeup, but I am a bit of a control freak. And then the shoes match. Can we get a shot of the shoes? People are like, Jackie, why are you wearing flats? And I'm like, because my feet hurt from paving the way, bitch. So I just thought I would speak from the heart. And everyone knew I was gay from the age of 4. I mean, seriously. I watched Carol Burnett with my mom, Sonny and Cher. I grew up being so enthralled and enchanted and madly in love with women and everything feminine, which is a strange thing to say this day and age, because what is masculine, what is feminine? But, I just felt like women in this society, in show business, everywhere, are allowed to express themselves more than men, especially, I'm 61. And people say, I have friends in show business that are like, do not tell people that. With all the makeup, you don't need to say that. And I was like, no, I need to say it because the kids need to know. The kids need to know that there's no expiration date on fabulous, funny, and fierce. I wrote for Joan Rivers, and I would be sitting right next to her pitching jokes, and she would have a blue streak in her hair and one silver fingernail, and I was like, that is how she stays young. She stays on top of trends. She was at the top of her game. That's why it was such a loss when she left us. But I'm rambling, which is what I'm known to do. Bought me a house. Anyway, and thank God it's still there. Let me just say that. I am from Altadena. So growing up, women could wear hair and makeup and outfits, and it's all about Bob Mackie, and I was just like, why would I want to be this when I could be this? And I mean, there were some glamorous men, but they were what's the phrase? Far and few and far between. I'm young, I don't know those old phrases. How's this oil painting? Airbrushed within an inch of her life. So anyway, I just loved everything that was glamorous. Women could sing a song, a torch song. One of my favorite, I grew up, listening to my mom. My mom was born in Italy, and she should have been an actress. Instead, it was very Bridges of Madison County. She ended up getting married and having 3 kids and living in Scottsdale, Arizona. And she would pull the drapes and just play records, and she would be singing while vacuuming, and she just had the best voice. So I grew up with, Edie Gourmet and Vicky Carr and all the amazing singers and all the amazing women. And that's what even though it seems like maybe I'm warping it or taking it to an extreme, that famous thing, if you want the girl next door, go next door. People pay a lot of money to come to the show, so play to the back wall, even if that back wall is only 10 feet away. It's like you've really got to, that's my thing for these drag queens today. It's like you need to heighten it, you need to warp it, you need to twist it, that's what an artist does. My mom always told me, she said, remember, Picasso was almost a photorealist if you look at his early work, and did not start twisting and warping and putting his spin on things until he, knew his craft. So sometimes at shows, after the show, somebody would be like, oh my God, bitch, you can really sing. And I'm like, thank you. And they're like, no, I mean, you can really sing, almost like I'm throwing my gift away through comedy. I think comedy is one of the most important things that we can express and give each other. You know, like I said, I worked with Joan Rivers. I'm going to keep dropping her name. She's sitting right here, her spirit. No, I wrote for Joan Rivers, and listen, here's my thing. Nobody told Joan Rivers not to make a Holocaust joke. That's the only way we get through this shit. We do not need to joke about sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. We need to laugh about the ugly stuff. So sometimes my shows really push the envelope. And I've sung a few songs where I see some older queens like lose it, like, oh no, absolutely, that's too far. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you've been listening to that one Christmas song of mine where, you know, Santa has his way with me and maybe I didn't give consent and I get pregnant, like this whole, you know, soap opera. Oh, they laugh at that shit, but the moment it's about them. So anyway, get over yourselves. It's comedy. I don't know what else to say. I had all these big plans, but you know how plans are. I will say this. I did start off when I moved to LA in the 80s. No, the 1980s, not the 1880s. The very first time I did drag was at the Halloween, you know, little, I would say parade, but it wasn't a parade. It was all impromptu back then. And I dressed up as Shelley Winters in the Poseidon Adventure. Wait, after. That was the best drag because I was only wearing one shoe, like part of my wig was burned, I was wet. I was a mess. Well, honey, we filled an Evian bottle with Absolute. Anyway, those were the fun days, okay? So that was the first time I did drag here in West Hollywood, and I love West Hollywood so much. It really is just such an epicenter of freedom and community and love. And so I just want to thank everyone who came before me. And I know, you know, whether that is trans women, I can't tell you how many trans sisters of mine started out, you know, doing drag, and some of them still do drag, and that's the beauty of it. It's like just because you've decided this is your journey doesn't mean you can't still be a performer if it's in your soul. And I want to thank, you know, friends of mine who went into the ground or into an urn without a wrinkle on their face and all their teeth in their head and a full head of hair. I think that's bullshit, but you know, I'm just so happy to still be here. And I just think in light of everything that's going on right now, I'll never understand people who want less. I'll never understand people who are afraid of other cultures, who would, while they know a fucking cell phone is going, you know, recording them, why would you like be upset to hear another language? I don't understand. Like, I want more color, more culture, differences, diversity, all of it. I want more. I want to try every food. I want to like meet every person. I want to hear all sorts of music. I want to hear, you know, see different art. It's like, I don't, you know, so it really is fear-based, and it really is to be pitied. And at this time, I want you all to just do not step back. Do not lower your voice. Do not do any of that. I am online buying t-shirts constantly now that are political, like, hey, remember when you voted against my rights? Yeah, me too. And I go to lunch and I wear the shirt and I look for the stink eye. Who doesn't like this shirt? Fuck you. You're not my people. So thank you to everybody who came before me, and I have to thank one last person, or I will never hear the end of it, my friend Muffy Bolding. Oh, in the car, she was like, no, I'm just kidding. No, who actually wrote Ginger Dead Man 3. It's so bad. /good, which I think describes me. Good/bad/. Thank you so much, you guys.
was amazing. Let's have another round of applause for the fabulous Jackie Beat. And for all of our awardees. Thank you. All right. But before we end this fantastic, fabulous ceremony, we have one more special guest, and that is the fabulous Yasmeet the Dog Star. Woo!
Hello everyone, this is Yosmi the Dog Star, and I'm gonna sing you a couple of songs. And before I do that, I just wanted to have a little moment of audience participation. And it's not something difficult, I just want to breathe, like few breathing together to ground ourselves before my performance. So find a comfortable position and close your eyes. And let's bring our attention back to our breathing. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out through your mouth. One last breathing all together. And breathing out. Thank you. About 4 years ago, I wrote a song called Effervescent. And this is one of my transgender initiative grant project from City of West Hollywood. And in the beginning of the pandemic, I was swimming inside the swimming pool, and then I felt so liberated under this lockdown. And this song came to me, Inside the Water. And I decided, you know what, I want to sing this song with my community, transgender non-binary choir. So I curated the trans non-binary voices during the pandemic. And then it took me 4 years to finish this song. And there's a music video we're going to play, and I'm going to sing that song for you. I feel like there's this iceberg of oppression as a Korean American feminine man. And all that oppression made a small crack and then let out few bubbles, which is about my truth. And this song is about ascension. This song is about transformation and sublimation to our higher self. And so I'm gonna give you this song, Effervescent. I wanted to bring voices together from the marginalized community to talk about one human community in this time of division and separation.
As an earth sign, it hit me in a special place. I was heard and felt. Thank you so much, Yasmi, for that performance. It's amazing. And thank you so much to all of you in the audience for being here tonight to honor our awardees and all of the work that they do.
And thank you to the City of West Hollywood, our mayor and city council for coming out. Thank you to Pickle, our drag laureate, and Jen Chang, our poet laureate, for their performances. Big thank yous to the staff for helping the LGBTQ+ Commission put this event together. See you at the next Rainbow Key Awards. Good night.
And before you head out, I gotta tell you about the after party. Everybody ready for the after party? A little bit, okay. We wanna remind you, we planned that. We just wanted to get y'all ready for the party. Okay, so we want to remind you we're having an after party at the top of the Aquatic Center, the recreation building tonight. So please come and join us for a rooftop, a DJ, some small bites, and opportunities to hang out and congratulate tonight's winners. To get there, just head out of this building. There'll be the stairs or the elevators. Take it to the library level, and then there'll be a second set of stairs and the elevator to take you to the rooftop of the aquatic building. There'll be some people out there to lead you to the way. And also, yeah, we're gonna have, if you ever been to the West Hollywood Park before, the after party's at the top of the grand staircase. So I think we've all been there. We've had some fun nights there together. So we hope to see you all there, and we hope to see you at next year's Rainbow Key Awards. On behalf of the commission, thank you all for coming tonight, and have a great night.
In the second class, we did a tube dress, so that's something that's easy to hack or change, and then doing a utility bag, a tote bag, but a little bit fancier.
Having been in the class the last few weeks, I can already attest how important workshops like this are. I know personally, as a drag artist, as I'm creating and generating new looks, generating new performances, having skills like this that I can contribute to my community, that I can give back to my drag family, that I can help my friends, not only just on a creative side, but in terms of creating gender-affirming clothes or presentations. It's just such an important skill to have, and I'm really lucky that I get to come here and meet new people and just like have an amazing class for free. It's like